Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Kutch Media. My name is Ryan, and this is my 2004 C5 Z06. And today we are actually in my garage going to do an oil change. And I'll show you guys how to do an oil change on this car and basically every other car as well. So, first thing you need to do is recognize that your car needs an oil change. So either look up on the dash, you got an oil change light possibly, or take your old dipstick out right there. Check it. If it's dark brown and low, then you need an oil change. If it's low and not dark brown, then just put some more oil in there and you'll be good to go. But if it's dark brown or getting close to black, please get ready to change your oil. Don't drive too much on a crappy oil. Now if you just drove your car and you're about to do an oil change, make sure you let the car sit and let the oil cool down first, because the oil will be very hot if you just drove it and you will burn the shit out of your hands. So let the car cool down. If it's already cooled down, and get ready to go ahead and jack it up. Now if your car is super low like mine, you have to use a low profile jack to even get under the damn thing. And once you do, find the little jacking points on the frame. Do not put it on the side piece, because you'll crack your whole side piece right down there. So put the jack on your frame and start jacking it up. Now that you've got one side jacked up, make sure you put your jack stand down there on a piece of frame. Make sure it's frame or it might break and the car will fall on top of you, and that will not be fun. So now jack up the other side and put another jack stand on there, and we're almost ready to go. Now we've got both jack stands on each side. Make sure to leave the jack on the side that you jacked it up last, just in case something does happen to that jack stand. You can have a backup. Just leave it on there just in case. And now we can get under the car and start doing our oil change. Next thing you gotta do is simply get under the car, find your oil pan. Mine's right here, giant shiny thing with a giant bolt in the front. Yours may be in the back over here. Mine's in the front, so I just took an open end wrench, twist it off, and now I can twist it off with my hand. And get your oil drain catcher ready so it doesn't go all over your floor. So just screw that off. Move your hand out of the way pretty quick, because the oil is still going to be warm because I just drove my car. And then just let all the oil drain out in here, and when it's done draining, you can put that bolt back in. So now I'm just going to take this bolt out for you guys, and it's going to drain into my drain down here. So just took this bolt out from right there where the oil is draining from, and just let all the oil drain out of here before you put that bolt back in, so you can get the fresh oil in and there's no more bad oil in the pan. Now while my old oil is draining out, I went ahead and got my oil ready and my oil filter ready. So for my car, I have the full synthetic 5W30. I need 6.5 quarts for a full oil change. And for my oil filter here, let's see, I have the PH3506 from Fram for the Z06. But this is just, common knowledge for any car that you're doing. Just look it up on Google and buy the right filter and the right oil. Now I'm just about happy with the amount of oil that we've drained out of here. It's barely dripping out of the pan now, so I'm going to go ahead and put my bolt back in here. Tighten it up pretty good, and then we'll move on to the oil filter in just a second. Now here is the bolt that I just put back in my oil pan, and I'll just go right behind it, right to the oil filter right here. Some cars may be different location. It might be up here, it might be to the side of the oil pan. My car is directly behind the oil pan on the side right here. So all we're going to do is untwist that just like this until we see some oil dripping down here, just like it's doing right now. Let it drip for a little while, and then after it's done dripping for a little while, we're going to untwist it some more, and it's going to fall into our hand, and then let it drain into our drain pool right here. Now that our oil is mostly done draining out of our filter right here, we're just going to untwist it until it falls off and let it drain into our pan a little bit more, just like that. Now here is my new oil filter. Here's the box it came in. It says 10,000 mile protection, but for $4 or $5 it's good enough to just change it right now. And when you put the new oil filter in, I like to get a little bit of oil on my finger right here and rub it on the gasket just so everything is lubricated and it fits in well and there's no problems with that. So now we can go put this new oil filter in, and then we'll put the oil in, and then we'll be done. So we have now hand twisted the oil filter in under the car just so it's tight, not extra tight. And now we're just going to simply fill it up with 6.5 quarts, which is what my car takes. Alright, new oil is in. Now we're going to let all of the jacks down, take out all the jack stands, but first we're going to look under the car, make sure nothing is leaking under there. I think we're all good. Move our tools out of there, get those jack stands out, and then we will be done with the oil change. Now the very last step to an oil change is always checking new oil, and as you can see here, mine is gold like honey and it's right up there on the dipstick. So we're done with this oil change, guys. And you can also reset your oil life inside your car, so that time it'll tell you when to get an oil change next time. So that's it for now, guys. Thanks for watching. This is Kutch Media. See you guys in the next video.